Hello, everybody. So, for the past few weeks, I have been writing my own version of Avengers Doomsday. I'm not even sure if this will come out, but if it does, just to know that I started writing this before we knew all that we know now, and even more information is going to come out later. But as of right now, some of the information that is earlier on in the story might not quite be accurate, and thus the rest of the story might not be quite accurate. Only because we didn't know the stuff when I started writing this. So, without further ado, I believe we should begin. The film opens with the familiar Marvel Studios logo, only this time, the signature red has been replaced by a muted forest green. It fades and we smash cut to black. Faint cheering echoes in the distance, slowly growing louder. We cut to a massive arena, filled with countless Kang variants, all roaring with excitement. At the center stands Kang the Conqueror, addressing his legion with a thunderous speech. He raises his arms, rallying his fellow Kangs with promises of multiversal domination. Outside the arena, a lone, shadowy figure approaches. Slow, deliberate steps. Back inside, Kang continues his grand proclamation, but suddenly he stops. Silence. The camera pans up and his head is gone. It hits the floor with a sickening thud and rolls, only to be skewered mid-roll by a sleek silver blade. The sword rises and behind it, revealed in full, Victor Von Doom, played by Robert Downey Jr. Doom grips the severed head still stuck on his blade and flings it into the stunned crowd. Then, calmly, he speaks. Apologies for the interruption, but it seems his little vision won't be realized after all. Without hesitation, Doom leaps into the stands and begins cutting down Kang variants one after another. The battle is brutal, surgical. One by one, the Kangs fall. Moments later, the arena lies silent, strewn with the bodies of the fallen. Only Doom remains. Without a word, he turns and vanishes into the shadows. Cut to black. Cut to Earth 616. Inside a sleek, high-tech briefing room, the Thunderbolts are mid-discussion, tension simmering over the escalating legal feud between them and Sam Wilson's Avengers. The mood is sharp, tense. Lines are being drawn. Red Guardian leans forward, arms crossed with smug confidence. What if we call ourselves the New Avengers with a Z, he says, grinning like he just solved world peace. Yelena turns to him, a snarky retort locked and loaded, but she doesn't get the chance. A sharp alert cuts through the room. The overhead computer voice speaks, sterile and urgent. Extraterrestrial object entering the atmosphere. All heads snap toward the screen. A live feed comes into view. A ship, triangular in shape, gliding through the sky with eerie grace. Its hull is a deep, cool blue, accented with streaks of white. Bold in the center, a massive, unmistakable 4. They didn't know it, but that ship, that symbol, would soon bring them one of their greatest allies. Jump cut to inside the ship. The cockpit hums with quiet tension. Seated at the controls is Reed Richards, calm but focused, eyes scanning readouts. Beside him, Sue Storm holds their infant son Franklin, gently rocking him as turbulence rattles the interior. Johnny Storm lounges with barely restrained energy, while Ben Grimm is hunched in the corner, arms crossed, stone-faced, literally. The ship lurches, lights flicker. Then, impact. The craft slams into the heart of Central Park in a plume of smoke and torn earth. A moment of silence. And then, figures approach through the settling dust. Captain America, Sam Wilson, flanked by his team, the Falcon, Joaquin Torres, Thor, Smart Hulk, and the Black Pantheress, Shuri. Each stands ready, alert but not hostile. Sam steps forward, shield slung across his back, and extends a hand. Name's Captain America, he says, measured but warm. But I'm getting good vibes from you, so you can call me Sam. Reed studies him for a beat, then shakes his hand. Cut to later. Sam's home. Simple. Safe. Coffee steams in mismatched mugs around a table. The newly arrived family sits across from Earth's protectors, retelling their story. A history, spanning worlds and dimensions as the aroma of roasted beans fills the air. For a moment, the multiverse is quiet, and something like trust begins to form. Smash cut to black. We cut back to the exterior of the X Mansion, not the gritty, grounded estate from the live-action films, but rather a vibrant live-action reimagining of the mansion from the animated series. Classic, majestic, saturated in golden light on a peaceful day. Out front, Cyclops, played by James Marsden, and Beast, played by Kelsey Grammer, are hard at work, casually scrubbing soot off a massive, battle-scarred sentinel head that rests like a forgotten trophy on the lawn. Both wear bold, colorful uniforms, pulled straight from the panels of a comic book. The day feels almost normal. Until... BOOM! A thunderous explosion rips through the sky. A spacecraft slams down from the heavens and obliterates the mansion in a single fiery instant, sending rubble, bricks, and mutant history flying in every direction. Out of the smoke and twisted debris walks Nightcrawler, played by Alan Cumming, looking shaken but alive. Close behind, Professor Charles Xavier, played by Patrick Stewart, rolling calmly through the chaos. Gambit, played by Channing Tatum, flicking the dust off of his coat. Mystique, played by Rebecca Romijn, poised and wary. And Magneto, played by Ian McKellen, no longer menacing, just tired. All of them clad in rich, comic-accurate uniforms. Bright, regal, nostalgic. They look terrified. "What the hell just happened?" Cyclops asks, stepping forward, stunned. A sudden crackle. Then, a booming voice echoes from the ship's loudspeakers, artificial and cold. "Hello, X-Men. You are being abducted by the new ruler of the multiverse, Victor Von Doom." Cyclops instinctively squares his shoulders. "Not without a fight, we aren't." Gambit steps up beside him, flipping a charged card between his fingers. "Yeah, like my mama always said, bad people." A sudden, blinding flash of green light cuts him off mid-sentence. In an instant, all seven are lifted skyward in a column of twisting energy, their forms vanishing into the belly of the ship. And, just like that, it takes off, tearing through the clouds. Silence. Rubble. Cut back to Sam Wilson's Avengers, gathered around a table with the Fantastic Four. Sam leans forward, disbelief written all over his face. "Wait, so you're telling me this Galactima guy..." "Galactus," Reed interrupts politely, nodding. "Yeah, Galactus, whatever. He ate your Earth?" Reed's expression is somber. "Yes, that is correct. Suppose you can only save the world so many times." Sam's eyes glaze for a moment. Flashbacks to the blip flicker across his mind. Then he shakes it off, focusing back on Reed. "Damn, y'all must be really lucky to be here then." Reed reaches across the table and rests a firm hand on Sam's shoulder. Sam flinches a little, still not used to Reed's impossibly stretchy limbs. We jump cut to the new Avengers training room. Yelena sparring with her father, moving with precision and controlled power. Suddenly, an alert sounds over the speakers. "Extraterrestrial object entering the atmosphere." They barely react at all, at first, until a massive spacecraft drifts into view, hovering just outside the window. Both jump, eyes wide. Without warning, a metallic walkway shoots from the ship, crashing through the glass. The door slides open. Out steps the armored figure, Victor Von Doom. "Hello!" He inspects his gauntlet like a kid caught cheating on a test. "Thunderbolts?" Red Guardian interrupts with a smirk. "Well, actually, we're called the New Avengers now." Doom laughs, sharp and cold. "Oh, really?" Doom sneers. Then, with a surge of magic, he hoists Red Guardian off the ground by the throat. His voice drops, directed at Yelena. "Alright, since you seem to be the smart one, I'll tell you what's going on, but first, get the rest of your team down here. I know there's more than two of you." Yelena nods, immediately calling the others. One by one, the rest of the team arrives. Doom begins. "I'm taking you and every other so-called superhero team in the multiverse to my world, Battle World. There you will fight to the death. The last standing will earn the right to defend my home planet and all of the people of Latveria." The team exchanges confused glances. In their universe, Latveria is just a country, not a planet. Without hesitation, Doom raises the entire team, Red Guardian still struggling in his grip, and tosses them back into the ship. His platform ascends, and the ship roars to life, launching skyward. Cut back to the room. Bob, sentry, enters, confused. Sorry I'm late, but where'd you guys go? Exterior, battle world. A lifeless rock of a planet. The sky is choked with toxic clouds, thick and gray, swirling like smog trapped in a bottle. This is no one's home. This is a graveyard built for sport. We push through the fog and descend into the center of a massive arena, the ruins of the Kang Coliseum. In the heart of the structure, chained together with power-dampening cuffs, the kind last seen in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, sit the X-Men, bruised, alert, caged lions. Nightcrawler, Mystique, Magneto, Gambit, Cyclops, Beast, and Professor X, all shackled, all awaiting. Above them, the clouds churn. A familiar ship punches through the sky. Doom's vessel, a gleaming symbol of ego and tyranny. The X-Men stumble back toward the arena wall as the ship descends, casting a long shadow over them. The ship lands with a hiss of steam. The ramp drops. Thud, thud, thud. One by one, the new Avengers are kicked down onto the arena floor, cuffs bound tightly around their wrists. Doom's voice booms from the loudspeakers, colder than before. Now, you two teams, don't even try to make nice. You'll be fighting each other, for my amusement. And with that, Doom's ship rises, shrinking into the clouds like a storm retreating, leaving both teams behind, shackled, stranded, alone. Silence. Dust. Hello, that was the last of the first part of my Avengers Doomsday plot outline. I feel like I should note, I did write all the plot beats. Basically, I wrote the story and the dialogue. However, I ran that through ChatGPT to simply make it easier to read, basically. Easier so that you can tell what's going on in the story more than me. I do have all of the original copies of my version. It's just very hard to read for other people that aren't me. So that's why I put it into ChatGPT. I can promise all of the plot beats are the same. All of the dialogue is the same. Full disclosure out there, I did use ChatGPT, just not for any of the actual story writing.